She forgot what we're doing.
We're just going to keep talking along. Yeah, okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Anything Bagel.
I'm Danielle.
I'm Liz, and we have a special guest. And this is Christina. So, hi, Christina.
Hi.
We're glad to have you. Yeah, we're excited to have Christina join us, and we may have somebody else joining us as well. We were doing our next book that we were reading, which is What If You Are the Answer by Rachel Hollis. And so we were doing it, the unjacketed version. So we were doing a book club with a couple other people. And so one or two of us are joining us tonight to
just kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
See how it's been. It's been pretty good, I think, so far.
So. Yeah, they're good.
And then she gave us a workbook, which it's almost like homework. So it's pretty long.
Yep.
But it's good. It's good.
It's good. The book is 20. I was just checking that. What if you were the answer and 26 other questions that just might change your life?
Yeah, I like them. This is good to follow up with the other book that we did.
Yes. Yeah, this is a good follow-up book to the Let Them theory. So if you haven't heard or haven't listened to our podcast on the Let Them theory, go check them out too. So yeah, good.
Okay. How do we want to do this? Want to just start with the first one?
Yeah.
And then move along?
That's what, yeah.
I don't even know. Okay, chapter 1. Okay, so the first question is not what, but who are you waiting for?
Yeah.
So
let's see. Any thoughts on that one that any of us have that now I got to kind of look through again?
I just felt like I was actually waiting for myself. I was waiting to make a move or do the things that make me uncomfortable or live outside my comfort zone. So I was waiting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I think a lot of times that's really who we're waiting for,
Yeah.
because nobody else can do anything for us.
Right.
They can offer suggestions and, show us examples, I guess, of things, but it's really us.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. If we're going to make a change in our life yeah.
Let's see. A couple of the questions were, I like this one is when you imagine yourself at 80. What are the things I'm most afraid to regret? And I feel like for me, I kind of always live this way to the extreme. Like I won't ever turn down a travel opportunity or it's just good to like when I'm 80, if I'm going to make a decision now, I kind of ask myself that, like, is my 80-year-old self going to regret not doing this? So that's kind of how I answer the question. So if you see me out here on an airplane, that's usually why.
Yeah. And I put not spending enough time with my loved ones. That's one of the things I think I would look back and, regret. And, I lost my brother when he was 35. And so that's kind of one of those life-changing things that makes you think about that kind of stuff maybe more because you realize that, my saying, our life is an ice cube and it's melting. So, and then one of the things I would be most afraid to regret are just not being myself, being my true authentic self, of which is something that I've really been working on. And then the other one is, not taking care of my health so that I could stay active and stuff. So yeah. Did you have any on that, Christina?
I think definitely spending time doing the things that I like and with loved ones. Honestly, I had a really hard time imagining myself as 80. I shouldn't, but I did. Yeah, I think just the spending time with loved ones and doing things that I like, kind of like you guys both said, being yourself. So knowing.
Right. Yeah. I know in the Artist's Way book, one of the assignments that you do in that book is writing a letter to yourself from your 80-year-old self. And then you write a letter to yourself from your 8-year-old self. And, kind of like your 82-year-old self is encouraging you to step outside your comfort zone and, do some of those things that, you're going to wish that you did. And then your 8-year-old self is, for at least for me, when I wrote the letters, was kind of cheering me on to, keep going because you're going to, you're going to make it. You're going to survive. You are going to learn, more about yourself, and you are going to try some things that are outside your comfort zone. And yeah.
We do next, or we're going to do?
Let's see.
If you were really brave.
Oh yeah. If I was really brave, I would jump out of an airplane.
I love that. I kind of had to
with not just jump out.
A parachute.
It would have a parachute and tandem the first time.
I hope it would have a parachute. Mine's kind of deep because I already did my brave thing. Not that I don't have other brave things that I want to do, but leaving my relationship was a brave thing. So
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was
for
kind
sure.
of like,
Yeah, a lot of guts to do that, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't know how much more brave I could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one that I will probably come back to and keep thinking about.
Mm.
Because I know that there's probably areas where it could be more brave, but that's just the most recent, like, top of mind kind of thing. So,
Yeah. What would you do, Christine? You have one, Christine?
So my one thing I wrote down was really basic, and it was like just going to the movies by myself, going places by myself.
yeah.
I like
Ooh, I love
not
that.
holding myself back because I sometimes see classes like cookie decorating classes I'd like to go to, but if I don't have someone to go,
do them.
I know I need to get brave.
Yes,
So-
do it.
Yeah, because that's something too in this stage of my life that I'm in, because I'm kind of going through a journey like Danielle did, and that, is learning how to do some things solo,
And the
Yeah.
more you do it, the better, like, the more
Yeah.
it's just not as scary every time you do it.
Yeah.
So,
Is it in here that, yes, I think it is, because I feel like I just read it where Rachel talks about going to the concert and there's the lady in front of her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wouldn't you rather be at that concert alone, enjoying it the way you want to enjoy it,
That's
and the freedom of dancing, singing, whatever you want to do, or being at that concert with people that you feel like you can't be yourself with?
yeah, or holding you back or like making you uncomfortable.
Right.
I liked that
Yeah.
because I'm kind of obnoxious to the point where I point it out and there are people like, what are you doing? Life is too short. Why are you like letting these people ruin the, like, for some people a concert is a big deal. Like, some of us are more fortunate and go, what I'm meaning is like some of us are more fortunate and go to more concerts, but sometimes people only go to a couple concerts in their entire life, and like you can't let other people ruin that experience. But yeah.
Like, would you rather go to a cookie decorating class, for example, by yourself and really get into it, enjoy it, or go to it with somebody who it's really not their thing, and so they're, kind of grumbling or bored or whatever, you would enjoy it way more probably by yourself. But, until we get brave enough and try it.
Yeah, I have to put like my one foot in front of the other and just do it, and then maybe it would get easier.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes me think of the night we were out. We were out listening to a band one night, and remember, it was like,
Oh,
how do you get yourself out there on the dance floor?
she got me out.
I'm just like, you know what? You just stand up and you walk out
'Cause
there.
she was
So
out
I
there
just
dancing, and
stood
I'm
up
like,
and walked out.
How did you do that? And then you did literally say, well, I just got up and danced. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't be that simple.
And she says that here too. Don't think, just do. And Danielle told me that it was when we were going to a thing called Rise Up, and it was like 6:45 in the morning. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I can get there at 6:45. And she said, don't think, just do. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
that part actually hit me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes we overthink, for sure.
Yeah. Mel Robbins talks about that in her book, like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you give yourself more than 5 seconds, there's a really good chance you're gonna make yourself change your mind, And so you just got to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
And don't let yourself overthink it, like you just said, Christina. Yeah. Yeah.
I have been using that a lot. Like, just do it. Like, in a lot of simple things, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even just going out to the car to get the last few things I forgot. I like literally tell myself, don't think about it, just go. Because for some reason I do the next one is what must you let go of, and one of those things for me is procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the don't think, just do is like, because I procrastinate way too much.
Yeah.
It's too easy for me to procrastinate.
Yeah. That's a topic that came up recently, and with doing one of my life coach clients is, procrastination. And I have that too.
Yeah.
I have that too. And sometimes it's just because we're scared, or we talk about being afraid of success as much as we're afraid of failure sometimes. I can't remember if it was you and I that talked about that or not, but
I don't remember that, but we could talk about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what are some of the questions on that because for some reason or another I don't have that. Have those ones.
So the next question is, what must you let go of? And then, well, let's just see here.
Oh yeah, because she gives a list of some things that you could
Yeah.
say, you know, that people would need to let go of, like I need to let go of my dependence on alcohol as a coping mechanism or debilitating obsession with my parents' approval.
You need to let go of the clothes.
Yeah, or the body image, or how you think about your, you know, body image, or letting go of an old relationship, you know.
It was good to like put it out there. I think sometimes you just need to write it down and say to yourself. For me, is like procrastination. I'm really annoyed with myself with how much I procrastinate right now, so I'm really working on it.
Yeah.
I thought the vision crack, I think that's what she called it, where they got together and it started on the first of the year and then it became a month. I'm kind of jealous of that. I'm kind of jealous that I know, because it's like it would keep you focused, it would kind of keep you grounded, and you also had tons of fun and coffee with your friends. So
yeah,
and doing it by yourself would be good too, but you know, having the bonus of the friends too.
Yeah, and it's nice to have somebody like hold you accountable too, like
For
especially if you know it's like a good holding accountable, where sometimes some people even just your family and or they kind of hold you accountable but not in such a loving way, even though they think they're doing it the best way, but like I feel like your girlfriends are just more, you're able to accept the constructive criticism a little better, but also like it's just good to have that group of people we should plan one for
yes, we should plan one. That'd be fun. We know what we could do it now.
Oh,
There isn't any reason that we couldn't do that.
Why not?
Who says the year can't start on March 1st?
See?
Or
That's so
whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I think Rachel talks about that a little more in one of her podcast episodes too, about like doing that kind of a thing with like-minded people who are trying to be motivated or have goals and, you know, that kind of thing. Those are the best people to hold you accountable, you know, is people who are also, wanting to change and grow and
I liked it.
Yeah. But I think it would be cool too. Maybe we can plan
It's done. We're planning it.
we can do it over coffee somewhere. We can meet halfway or whatever.
Yes, we should meet halfway. Because also, I do love the like getting together for a coffee idea. I just love sitting in a coffee shop or any type of, I don't know.
Just talking.
Yeah.
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 What must you let go of in order to be the person that you want to be? And, you know, one of the things that kind of comes to my mind too is like the labels that we've either put on ourselves or we've let other people put on us, you know, that might be kind of a more of a negative label that, you know, I mean, even a label of being like the middle child or, you know, I mean, there's, you know, or the black sheep of the family or, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Those letting go of those kind of things too. Or the negative labels we put on ourselves of.
Yeah, I think labels for sure. Well, I was saying I think labels can hold you back for sure. If you're labeled something and you're expected to act a certain way, you might just act that way as opposed to what you would have done instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The label that came to mind that I'm getting rid of, that's not necessarily negative, but literally my whole family, my friends in this community know me as a nurse, and that's not what I'm doing anymore. So it's like people are finding it weird. They
for nursing.
Yeah. And they just question that too. Like,
well, why not?
It's kind of,
why'd you leave that?
Yeah, especially I think like in this area, you know, it's a good stable job, and why would you leave such a thing? And what are you doing? You know, and the things like even when I was thinking about changing jobs too, is like that kind of stuff came to my brain, like why people are going to think I'm crazy, which they probably did. We're like, what is she doing? Why would she be doing that? She's got to be going through a midlife crisis. But maybe it was, but who cares?
Right. You're happy doing what you're doing now, so.
Yeah, I love my job now.
Yeah.
It's pretty much cool.
Yeah.
So, and you have to realize when you grow out of something and move on. Yeah. You don't have to be stuck in the same thing all the time. So,
I think
make another choice.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, I think it's great that she realized that. I think a lot of healthcare professionals kind of identify with their job to who they are. And I think that's great you're able to identify that it wasn't for you at this point in your life and found what you liked.
Yeah. And I wish more people, and I think just because I was in the healthcare professional space, I wanted to like shake people and like, you don't have to be, even if you, like, I just realized for me, like, just the anxiety of going to work was like way too much. And like, even if you just change where you're working, if you want to keep the job, the role that you are at, but just change where you're working because you need a change and you just need to recognize that, which I think works in any position, any job that you're in. Maybe
Sure.
you do like your job, but you need to move. You don't have to be stuck.
Like a different environment.
Yeah, and I think that brings up a good point that takes courage, because to shake your life up, whether it's relationship, job, moving, kids, decision with kids, it's all things that we're scared to do. At least I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well, and usually that leaves people like in paralysis, kind of. You're just unhappy but don't do anything.
Yeah.
Or
Analysis.
yeah.
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 Yes, analysis paralysis. We think about everything so much, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes it's hard to have faith. It's hard to have the faith that it's going to work out.
Right.
You
And that's,
know?
I think, fear of the unknown is greater than the fear of being in something that's not for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one. But we talk about this a lot too, is like, especially this is, I would say maybe a little more true for healthcare professionals because jobs are so relevant, but you can always go back.
Yes.
You know, they're always, I guess I would say I can't speak for everybody, but especially for healthcare, you can always go back to the job. There's always the job is available. So why not like take the leap and just try something else? It'll be there.
Yeah. You can make another choice.
Yep. You're not stuck on the same one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what's the next one is
What isn't your passion? What's definitely not your purpose?
I kind of like how she came at that one, because sometimes it's difficult for people to figure out what is my purpose? What am I here for? Or whatever. And so sometimes the better way to figure that out is what don't I like to do? And then stop doing those things.
I was glad to hear her say that it's not important that you know your passion or in purpose at this moment in your life or at every moment in your life. Because it's true. Like, social media always tells you what are you going to do? What mark are you putting on this world? Everybody is posting about X, Y, and Z. What are you doing? And I think for me, that was refreshing to hear, because I don't always know what my purpose and passion is. I like to hear that. It's okay.
Yes, I do too. And really sometimes our purpose and our passion is, like, I think she talks about that a little bit about, being like present in what you are doing. And, sometimes just being more present and purposeful, I don't know, in what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Could be maybe you're already doing your purpose.
Or that'll give you a good place to start too, is whatever you're already doing. If you are more present in it and you can just ask yourself, like, how is this making me feel? Do I even like this? And then you can, this one I have to keep coming back to, and I feel like I judge myself really hard, or I feel weird that I don't know the answers to these questions. Because my boxes are literally blank except for
mine are too.
The things I really enjoy but don't do enough. I think I had to come back to that, but I finally filled out that box. But the things that sound fun that I haven't tried yet, I like, that's where I just, even right now, like, I feel weird that I haven't, I don't know what I haven't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to experiment in this area.
I put one was traveling to Europe, because that's something that I know I want to do. That sounds fun. I haven't tried it yet.
Christina's been to Europe.
You've been to Europe?
Yeah, we just got back from Switzerland and Italy in October.
Going to Italy in June.
Oh, you're going to Italy?
Like next June or the June after we're going. Yeah.
That will be so much fun.
Yeah. It's been a lot.
Yeah. So you can give us some tips, and
we're planning a vision for sure now.
Yes, we're going to plan a vision thing with you. So
yeah.
Where did you go in Italy?
This time we stayed in the northern part, so we did Venice, Milan.
Yeah.
I've been to Rome.
We're going to go.
Yeah. You guys will have a blast. And I think, honestly, traveling, I learn about different cultures and different ways of life, but I also learn about myself. I come back and I'm so much better than I did before. And I think people also find that in Italy. And I feel like Italy is one of the best countries to do that in.
Yeah.
That's why there are 3 times I keep going back. I just think it'll be real eye-opening for you guys.
Cool. I'm reading a book right now called A Month in Italy, and it's written by some man from Flint, Michigan, actually. But we picked it up. We were at a consignment bookstore, Danielle and I picked it up there because I'm like, oh, I'm going to Italy. So, and he talks about that it's just a place to like almost like decompress almost. And that Italians are very present
Yes.
in the moment and present in what they're doing, and very much about relationships, and
Oh, that's so
that's way more important than it's yeah.
Yeah. One thing that they do a lot different than us is they eat dinner much later, but it's an experience. It's not just we're here to eat and we're gonna like leave and everybody in the family doesn't see each other again. You'll see large families, multi-generations of families coming together at night in restaurants. And to me, that was something that I really enjoyed, and I kind of took back and thought when my son was younger, when I went, he's in college now, but try to be present with him during meals, during travel times, and actually enjoy that time.
Yeah, I know. Just and he often is commenting a lot about like there's always groups of like old men who are sitting together, having coffee and just watching people and whatever and talking and
Nice.
bantering, and they like take time to be with
we're
people.
always in such a rush. I think
Mhm.
that's the thing. Is we're always
Yeah. They have little squares that their kids come together at night and play soccer, and moms and dads get together, and it's more community based, I think, than what some of our are here.
Yeah, and we just have. I think in the United States, we've just have learned how to isolate. Yes, work, and we kind of isolate ourselves from that community. I mean, there are certain things that bring people together, which is good. But I just feel like that is like their main purpose, where our main purpose always feels like work and productivity and the to-do list and the task list, and where theirs really is about relationships and spending time together, and even in their work building relationships.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I feel like we missed that. So yeah. Did you have any, Christina, about things that sound fun that you haven't tried yet?
Things that sound fun that I haven't tried yet. I want to take a cruise that goes to 52 different countries. So I think that would be fun, kind of living the cruise life, and having something different every day, different countries every day. I did have to the things other people love, but I don't love. I can't commit to anymore. I get to the I can't commit to anymore, but it made me realize you do things for people that you love, that you don't love those activities, but you love that person. My husband loves to go to it's in Marne. It's like a racetrack. I hate it. I reluctantly go. I always tell him I'm going for the snacks. That's the only way I'm going.
Yeah. It's good to recognize that though, because maybe you both, that would give you an opportunity to go to a cooking class separate. You
Right.
know what I mean? Just let him have that time and then you have your time. Like it's good
Yeah.
it's good to evaluate what we're doing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Going with him once or twice is just after that I'm done. That's once or twice a year, no more. So
Yeah. And I haven't answered that one. That's one of the ones I got to come back to. That yeah.
Well, also I think for me, because the things, I think maybe it's just because the phase of my life that I went through too is like I'm literally not doing anything I don't want to do. If I want to leave, I'm leaving. So I think it's we should really all do that, because we do a lot for families. Because I think maybe I was reading another book, but like you're going to like your cousin's grandma's sister's baby shower, like why? Like you could be doing that's where life is too short. The ice cube is melting. Why are you wasting your time doing things that
don't bring you joy? Or
I'm just not doing those things anymore. But finding my voice and like asking myself, do I really want to do that, has been a whole new feeling,
Yeah.
So
yeah. So let's say the next one was, what big thing is actually little?
I like this.
Yeah. I think this might be the one where she talks about the concert. Yeah, this is one where she talks about the concert and that woman that was desperate to get up and dance. And she could tell she wanted to dance, but she wasn't dancing because she was with two people that were just sitting there. Yeah. What big thing is actually little. So that's kind of like, what are you making a mountain out of a molehill over?
Yeah,
You know?
question on this one. Christina's phone probably.
Oh, it probably did.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
she's
anyway.
back.
Oh, I was like, no, your phone died.
The 20%
Uh,
warning, and it must have blocked me out.
gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, so I kind of come at this as like, what's one of those things that you wanted to do, but you're making it bigger in your head, and if you would just not think, just do,
Yeah.
and go do it. What are some of those things that you want to do? So
One thing that you talked about and just do it type of stuff.
Look at a trip I want to take. Italy is on here.
Italy, right there, the Grand Canyon.
Yep. That's a good one.
I like your next one you have on there. Here's one, like we were talking about, Christina, is something that I've been afraid to do alone, and that is go to a concert. I mean, I don't think I'm as afraid of that now as I was, but it's just something I haven't done it yet,
Yeah.
and I want to.
Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like going to the cooking class alone, or whatever, whatever the thing is. And what was an event I'd like to attend? I got my MSU here on, and so MSU basketball game, football game.
Yes, there's some.
I haven't been to any of those. I'd like to go to those. I love going to plays and concerts, and
That's basically
so
what I want. But yeah,
yeah. There's a new Indian restaurant in town that I'd like to go to. I haven't tried yet.
it's been going well.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Did you have anything else on that, Christina?
We talked about my ability to go solo to
Yeah.
different. So that was the cooking class. Something I've like to attend that I've never been to. I don't know why, but I would like to go to Mardi Gras just to see what it's about, or Times Square during New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
just to feel the energy, see what it's about.
Yeah.
But that's a little out of my comfort zone. So
Mhm.
yeah, those are two of the big things.
Yeah. I'd like to go to Mardi Gras to try the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just to, like you said, the energy and
Yeah.
yeah.
Listen, New Year's Eve, and they wear diapers in New York on New Year's Eve. That I just don't know if I can get down with that because they stand in that Times Square packed in like sardines
all day long.
Once you're in, you probably can't get very easy.
Yeah.
And you can't leave your spot
Yeah, because you won't get your
to go to the bathroom. I never thought of that when I
know,
watch that on
watching
TV. You don't think, well, where in the world do they go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting thing that, yeah. Let's see.
So for me, for a restaurant I want to try, I put all of them because I do love, like every time we travel, I need a new restaurant, even if we go out of town, I just love all those. I just love trying new food.
That'll be us when we go to Italy,
Yeah. Eat all of these things.
Don't turn anything down, try it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm always one of those people too that say, you know what, if you are going to start eating healthier, don't try to do that when you go on vacation. Just let yourself go on vacation and have fun. And if you have, whatever, just wait and do that after.
Yeah.
Yep. Might as well immerse yourself in the experience.
I think for vacation to give permission to get off the diets or off the routines, just enjoy it.
Right.
You only live once.
Right. Yeah. Because you can get back on you can get back on your routine if you make yourself get back on your routines. Yeah.
And when you're 80, you're going to be like, why did I go to Italy and stay on my diet? That is not
right. Yeah, that's one of those things you'd look back and say,
no way.
Why did I do that?
You went all the way to Italy and you were still on a diet. We're not doing that.
Okay, and then the next one is, what little thing is actually big?
Well, I did not even fill this one out.
Yeah, so that one is kind of along the lines of, so if you weren't worried about what other people think, what other things would you do?
She says right here, maybe you're not giving enough attention to that silly little hobby of yours. You're wrongly assuming your passion project will never amount to anything.
Yeah.
Like,
And that sometimes our passion projects, and I can't remember if I read it in here or if I was listening to, so I listen to podcasts, but, does your passion project have to be successful? If you have a hobby and something that you enjoy, just do it for the joy of doing it.
Yep.
Not everything has to be turned into a moneymaker or a get the most likes on Facebook thing.
Yeah. Just do it because they like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you start turning it into a monster, it can also take that joy away because now there's the expectation that it has to be perfect. It has to be done on time. It has to meet expectations. So I think it is important to have things that are just for passion and not payment.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah.
The little thing that's actually big, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in one of the things that, and I know I've heard Rachel talking about it, and I know I've heard Mel talk about it recently, is sometimes your purpose, people, because when you're saying, people are always wondering what they're, sometimes your purpose is you.
Yeah.
If you spend the next 6 months doing things that you enjoy and that you love and that sometimes your purpose is just letting yourself experience life and be joyful and whatever that. And when you let yourself do those kind of things, your purpose will like come naturally, flow from those things, or you'll attract those opportunities and things where you end up finding your purpose. But because if you're always doing things that you aren't finding joyful and you're just doing them because you have to do, you're never, what's the chance of finding, your passion or your purpose out when you're just ticking off your to-do list all the time. So, yeah. Yep. And then let's see, the next one was, when did you know something was wrong? And that's kind of like, like listening to your intuition, listening to your body. Like,
this is something I'm very passionate about. Learning to get, I'm learning in a different way now, but about teaching our children to listen to your gut and your intuition. Whether you're spiritual or not, we do have an inner voice. And knowing that voice will never will steer you wrong. Really need to, because the whole preface of like this whole chapter, you almost 99.99% of the time. And if we could teach our kids not to ignore that, it just helps with everything. Like, even for me, like learning to hear my inner voice again, like it comes down to making decisions. And this seems ridiculous, but it was just like the relationship I was in. Like, when I'm making dinner, like make things for myself that I like. Like, it even make, what job do I take? Like, listen to your voice, listen to what your gut is feeling. It'll steer you in the right direction.
Like, sometimes I'll tell people when they're making a decision is, like, say you're picking between two things. And so 24 hours, make the one choice and see how that feels inside yourself, see how it sits with you, see how your anxiety might be over it or whatever. And then for the next 24 hours, kind of imagine that you made the other decision and sit with that for 24 hours and see how that feels. And usually, one of them's going to feel better, not as stressful or whatever, one of them's going to sit with you better. But sometimes we feel like we have to make a decision like right now.
I think after this chapter, I realized that fear can actually be a gift. It's not something that always holds back. It's something that you need to actually listen to. I know you guys and actually listening to what your body is telling you. I never thought of fear as a gift. I thought it was a bad thing. So that was kind of
yeah. And then what she say, this one in here is that humans are the only animal that will sense danger and keep walking towards it. So that goes along really good with that. If your body and your intuition is telling you that this is no good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the only, an animal's going to go, I'm out, I'm out of here. But we'll just keep going, well, maybe it'll get better. Well, maybe I can change that person. Well, we walk ourselves right to it.
Decision, like, well, my sister's done that, or my family wants me to do that, even though it feels like completely wrong. Like, who cares? Just make the other decision.
Right.
Make the one that you really want to make and listen to yourself.
What was one of the things, identify a situation in the last 5 years that went really, really well for you. And then, like, how did you get confirmation? And that just made me think of, with a job, trying to decide between two different jobs. And then with the other, with one, you know, they asked me, what will it take? Like, how much money, basically, what's it going to take for you to stay?
Yeah.
For some reason or another, I felt my intuition, God, whatever you want to call it, just said, ask for what you think you're worth. And it was like, really? Because I don't know, it just as a people, a natural person who has struggled with people pleasing and trying to not, do that anymore and that kind of a thing. It was just like, well, because before I think, well, what do they want me to say? How much do they want me to say? Or, and I felt that and I just, out came a number.
Yeah.
And it was, okay, was the answer. I was like,
oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it probably felt good too,
Yeah. It was like, I should probably do that more often.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but on that one also, it was like, what happens in your body when you get the intuition that something good is happening? And I know for me, like sometimes I'll get like this feeling of like goosebumps or like a chill. I don't even know how to describe it, or like a peace, lightheartedness kind of a feeling or whatever. And I don't know. I think sometimes we can sense good things as well as danger, Yeah.
Should we keep going with that one or move on?
We can go on. I'm trying to. Okay, so then chapter 7, right?
Yeah.
So
we've talked about this a lot, I think.
What are you attracting? Yes, you and I have talked about that a lot. Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. So.
Because this one is like, I've said this before on the previous podcast, you can't start manifesting or stop manifesting, you simply are. So I really like that. Like, and you can sense that when somebody walks into a room, like they'll instantly either bring the room down or up. So, and you know how,
Right.
if you listen to that.
With the energy that they're bringing in. Yeah. It's like either a negative or a positive energy. And so, like she said, you don't start doing it, you are doing it. So you're either attracting negative experiences, or you're attracting positive ones, that kind of a thing. But yeah, some people hear the word manifesting and they'll think it's kind of like this woo-woo thing.
Yeah, they do. And it's like, that's not at all, I don't think.
Yeah. And what you focus on, you notice. We've talked about that before too, that, yeah. So you're going to notice more opportunities, more positive opportunities, more positive relationships, maybe whatever it is when you're
thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys do that one? The what are you attracting one that had like all the list of?
This is where I have that thing where I'm like, I can't answer. Like, I feel weird because I can't answer these. Did you answer any of these?
Most of mine are blank.
Mine too.
Let's see here.
Yeah. I mean, the easy ones for me are, wouldn't it be nice if I could visit Italy, Utah, the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yes, but wouldn't it be? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you can go.
I was just gonna say, wouldn't it be nice if my thoughts were recognized as thoughts and not reality when I'm
got
the squirrel cage going? Wouldn't it be nice if my friends were people who like to learn and grow? But yeah, that's one I'm still kind of working on too.
Learning and growing, or the list.
The list. Yeah.
I think the list is kind of mind provoking. Kind of makes you look at your.
Yes, I liked it because the goal is to just without thinking, just write it down. But this is where like I start to judge myself, and I'm like, I can't even answer any. Like literally, I have 2 of these then.
So that's where just think, don't do, because she says.
Yeah, I tried that.
Don't overthink it.
Because I feel like it's the phase of my life right now. I've done a lot of change in the past 2 years where I'm like happy where I'm not like this said like wouldn't it be nice if I lived? I mean, I guess it would be nice if I lived in a different house somewhere else. But I'm also happy and content where I'm living right now. So I don't know.
I think when I am there, wouldn't it be nice if I lived somewhere where the sun
Yeah, where it's warm.
shone more? Because but yeah, that's something that I'm working on too. But I mean, I have definitely been working on trying to come at life from a more positive place and
Yeah.
choosing choosing my thoughts and that kind of a thing.
I think that brings up a good point that I think we should always strive to be, manifesting things in our life and working towards goals, attracting positive things. But there's that other side of the teeter-totter of, like Danny said, being happy with what you have, being comfortable.
Yeah.
And so for me, I feel like I have to try to balance that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of that, is having gratitude, gratitude for what we do already have. Like you said, learning to appreciate what we do have. And when we do that, I feel like more good is going to come into, coming into our life. Yeah. Okay. I can't remember. How far do we go here?
I don't know. No, I mean,
Yeah,
how
13.
Okay. Well, yeah, go. We only got probably maybe a couple more.
Yeah. So chapter 8 was, is this real?
This is a good one because, Christina, you talked about social media. And, like, I know this has been said before, but we are so consumed by it, we need to be reminded that social media is everybody's highlight reel. Like, it's not real, okay?
Yeah.
I don't care how much you think it's real. It's not real.
Right.
No, I this was a big chapter for me. I had a whole bunch of notes.
Wow, you did. I love your post-it notes too. That's sweet.
A good where we live in today's day and age. Like Danny said, you're only going to show what you want to show on social media. You don't post pictures of backing into a car that was your fault. Don't post pictures of burning the dinner that you were supposed to make for your family. You post no bread that took forever and was careful planning and all the the new shiny car that you bought. You always post the positives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you were talking about, as you were speaking, Christina, I was thinking how much more I would be attracted to following somebody on social media who's more real. You know what? I backed my cute little Mini Cooper convertible into my Jeep and I did a hit and run out of my own driveway because I was afraid somebody may have seen me do that.
Yeah.
But I would much rather watch somebody doing something like that than having this perfect little life, or being able to laugh over the burnt cookies or the biscuit or when we did Christmas cookies and
we got baking soda and baking powder mixed up.
Oh no.
And when you ate the dough, it sucked any moisture you had in your mouth. It just sucked that moisture. I mean, that kind of thing to me is so much more inviting than watching somebody make a perfect something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
That's
just being human and having faults. Not trying to pretend like we're better than or we do things better than everybody else. Just being authentic. So.
Yeah.
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 And that's what I was going to say. Like when we record our podcasts and stuff, for me at least, like I'm really trying to make sure for us, like I don't really care. Like the one day we were recording, her dog was going nuts. And but I like that because like for some reason that just I think was a lesson. Like just let it be because this is actually what's happening.
I'm gone now, but you guys might have heard him earlier whining. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't. But yeah, we've had people walk through the background.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, this is
real
real. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't go to some makeup studio before we come here and get all put together and everything. We just do this. So, in fact, we don't even know what we're going to talk about most of the time because we draw a topic out of a hat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these ones are a little bit different, but yeah, it's like, we have no idea what's coming most of the time. So, but yeah, and I like, she lists here, the things that, that people do to make the internet happy. And it's like instead of making ourselves happy, we're out there trying to make a
better highlight reel.
Yeah, a better highlight reel. So yeah. And is it real? You know what? Is this really happening right now? You see, that's where the thought life thing comes back as well too, is of learning what is really happening right now and what is just in your head.
Yeah. Something isn't always like we always say it's not that deep. But like if you're anxious or mad or like in a traumatic situation, like what is actually happening right this second, everything is okay. Most of the time, everything is okay.
Right.
It's not spiraling out of control like you think it is in your head. So
Yeah.
yeah. I liked that you pointed out that this chapter was good for you because some of these chapters were like they're different for everybody. So some of them weren't so like, okay, you know, we're all in different phases of our life. So like some of them weren't that deep for me. And then some of them were like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to read that a couple times.
Right. Yeah. Like the next one was a little deeper, that what do you actually need? That's one of those ones where it's like, maybe I don't want to ask myself what I actually need. You know, it's like, what would you like to happen versus what do you actually need to happen? And that's kind of like, sometimes you don't want to ask yourself that question. It's like, I want this, but okay, maybe I don't, you know, maybe what I really need is, yeah. And some of my answers on that, just because of the place that I'm at my life, are a little kind of personal for me right now, and maybe not something that I want to, you know, throw out there on
on the internet.
On the internet, but
see, it's not all real because we're not going to share all that.
But you know, sometimes when we're going through like a bye. Where are you going?
To get a TV.
Oh, okay. All right. Love you,
Teenager.
Okay. All right. Bye. Tell her hi.
Tell
See,
this is real. Drive safe.
This is real life happening while we're recording right now. So it happens when you have teenagers. So, but anyway, on that note, is like sometimes when we're at the point in our life where we are going through like a big life change, sometimes we don't give ourselves enough time to process that, to feel it, to kind of learn the things that we need to learn about ourselves before we move on to like what's next.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been a place that I've been in lately. It's like, okay, I feel like I'm ready for what's next, but I'm probably not.
Maybe not.
There's still things that
There's
I need to still learn about myself and learn how to do those solo things, you know. Yeah. So
I think what we need with the seasons of our life, you know, as things change, things that we needed before we don't need now, or things that we need now we didn't need before.
Yeah.
I recognize that from the book or this particular chapter.
Yeah. Sometimes we just don't give ourselves enough time, you know.
Or making sure that you're reevaluating. Because like you said, exactly is you may have thought you needed that at one time and maybe you did, but now it's time we gotta move on to something else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But so that one was kind of a deep one for me, I will say. So chapter 10 didn't seem like so much with who would you be without your fear, which that one kind of is kind of similar to the other one. But if I wasn't afraid, I would.
Look, I didn't even fill this one out.
I got all kinds of stuff on that one. It's weird. Isn't it interesting how? Yeah.
Did you fill this one out?
I didn't actually. I think I stopped at chapter 9.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was it for me at this point.
Oh, okay. So. Okay. Yeah. So why don't we pick that one up next time then? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be an easy one to remember too. The first double-digit one, chapter 10. Yep. Chapter 10. So yeah,
it's been good.
It has been really good. Yeah, I like it too, and it's been enjoyable to know that it's fun to read a book with other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and know that somebody else is on the same journey that you're on, and
for mine, I was excited. I'm still excited about the Vision Cast because I think one of the things for me is like having people who are like, I think maybe you wrote it down or you said it too, like having friends that are ready to change, want to change, grow, like make sure, like help us accomplish our goals, or just even like check in and be like, did you go to cooking class by yourself?
Right.
Why not? Why haven't you? Like, because like I know you know this, and she would know this too. Like, what I'm asking, I just want to like, did you sign up or didn't you? Because I also want to know if you did. Like, was it fun? Did you go? Because I'm asking from, like, this is what I said earlier, like, I'm asking differently than your family would ask kind of thing. So, yeah.
And sometimes we're asking because if I can see that you are brave enough to do that thing, then it gives me the courage to say, you know what, I could do that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And for me is like, sometimes you do need the motivation to be like, I know Christina's going to ask me about this, so I better do it.
Yeah.
And then I'll do it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's one thing for me, like knowing that, this Rachel, that of course I don't know her, but I feel like I know her because I've listened to her a lot and read her books and stuff. But when she says she's going to a concert solo, is different than Danielle telling me that she did it, or Christina now that I've met you, you telling me you did it. I know you, and you guys saying you did it is a lot more close to home.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, gosh, if that person can do that, I can do that. Yeah. And I think, for example, today I went to it was called Coffee Connection thing, and not normally something I would go just walk in there solo, but I know that Danielle's done it herself before, and she couldn't go today.
Yeah.
And so she was planning on going, but she couldn't. And so I kind of, was motivated by the fact that if Danielle's done it, I can do it.
Yeah. And this is exciting. We're planning Vision Cast.
Yes.
I don't know if you were like, that was your intention, but
I'm 100% on board.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be cool. So, and that can be another podcast. We can tell everybody how our Vision Cast went.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to, through our little messenger thing that we have and set it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Christina, for joining us.
I'm so excited.
Yes,
I'm so happy.
Been a pleasure, and it's been fun, and it's been an experience, and you survived. And
yes,
did great. Yes,
Yeah.
Stepping outside our comfort zone.
Yeah.
So So thank you everyone for joining us on Anything Bagel. And as always, we always say if you have a topic you would like us to talk about and throw in the hat.
Yep, because next episode will be a random one.
Yes. So let us know what that topic is, and we'll throw it in the hat and discuss it at some point or another. And so, all right. Well, thank you again, Christina, and have a good night. And we'll see you when you join us again, and
we'll pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Talk to you later.
Bye.